Going down to 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. As I'm wrapping up for the start of this race, you may have noticed or surmised that I am using two cameras to record this. I am on Apple TV, so I don't have a screen capability to record this, at least that I'm aware of. So I have my GoPro camera pointed toward the screen, and then I have another camera underneath the screen, my zoom camera, pointed back toward me. Now, I have to align these two so that what you're seeing on one screen is what's actually going on in the other screen. So you probably noticed the visual and verbal cues that I give on my little countdown. So by doing that, I was able to align the videos, and fortunately I was able to align them perfectly. Hey cycling community, this is Steve Grusis, the Cycling Greek. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I've been slowly getting better in the B categories of the city crits. In my last video, I averaged about 271 watts, which was a new high for me. Now these races, they're short races, they're 8-lap races, and so they're lasting anywhere between 21 and let's say 24 minutes, depending how fast I'm going. I also, in the last video, made it to just about halfway. I think I made it about halfway before I got dropped from the main group and formed my own little chase group. In today's race, I was feeling a little iffy because 2 days before, on Thursday, if you haven't been watching my videos, that I had been working, I did a tempo workout on an 8-mile climb. The whole ride was about 3 hours, 42 miles, and about 4,400 feet of climbing. And the tempo work lasted about an hour. Oh, and I almost forgot. I did some sprint work on the way back. So my legs were feeling okay, but in terms of riding with the stronger riders in the stronger category, that's why I was feeling a little bit iffy. I was concerned that I may get spit out earlier than I really wanted to get spit out. So as it turns out, I had a good enough start, and then I was staying in the top 20 often in the first few laps. Speaking of laps, they have the laps often listed in the top graphic underneath the speed, but not this time. So I have to go on the length of the lap. So each lap is about 1.2 miles long. And again, if you are not in the US, it is 2 kilometers long, or just about 2 kilometers. So I am still in the first lap. I am using the tactics that seem to be working for me now that I'm getting a little stronger. I am using I'm using my big chain ring. And for those of you who hadn't seen my previous videos, my big chain ring is a 55 because that's what was on the bike when I bought it a long time ago from a teammate of mine. After my bike, the aluminum on it had rotted out. I'd never heard that before, but I guess that does happen. It certainly happened in my case. So the bike you saw me riding or getting on at the very beginning of this video is a Colnago Dream Plus. So that's from about circa 2000 or so. We now jump from the start of the second lap to the start of the second half. So this is the 5th lap. And I am still with them. So now I have gone farther in a B race with the lead group than I have in any other B race. You will notice where in the first lap I was riding toward the front of the group. Now I am pretty much at the back of the group. And if you take a look at the graphics on the right side, you'll notice that I'm right at the back. So I'm in 25th place, and I think we had 60 starters, maybe 70 starters, and the people in back of us, next group, is about 17 to 19 seconds behind us. As you just saw, the tail end of the roller sections is where I came off. So now I'm still trying to chase. I let this guy go in front of me because I couldn't go much faster, and I was hoping that he could. It took a while for him to come in front of me, so I was thinking that he's not doing much better than I am, but he's doing a little better. So I'm just trying now to get on his wheel, much less stay on his wheel. And I noticed that there is a group of some others there that are also having trouble getting back to the front group. I need to get to these guys as soon as I can, and that'll be the chase group. So if you notice in my previous video that I was in a similar situation. Now, I've gone a little farther with that main group. So I got spit out, let's say, 5 1/4 laps into the race, where last time it was 4 point something laps. So, a little bit of improvement there. So I am not only keeping an eye on how far those other riders are in front of us, but I'm looking at how many riders are chasing us and how close they are. So right now they're kind of scattered. The bulk of them seem to be around 20 to 30 seconds. So that seems like that's a no-brainer. That'd be fine for us. But based on the last video, my last race, we were caught with about a lap and a quarter to go by a chasing group, and that definitely affected my results. So, keeping an eye on that, I am a bit knackered, as I'm sure everyone else is. So the others may be doing what I'm doing. I'm not sure, but this is what I'm doing. I'm just trying to conserve as much as I can, ride wheels as much as I can. I am, though, keeping an eye out with the people that are going on, with what's going on behind us. So now that 20-second gap in back of us is turned to about 15 to 17 seconds. We have just started the 6th lap, so there's 3 laps to go, and that's plenty of time for those in back of us to catch us. Now, the watts I'm producing in the upper left-hand corner are lower than what I was doing earlier in the race, obviously. I'm a little bit knackered. These guys cannot get away from me, and I cannot get away from them. So we seem to be evenly matched right now. Unfortunately, the people in back of us that are chasing us, they may be a bit stronger. Especially if they catch us, that'll prove that they're stronger. So right now they're at about 13 seconds or so. At a certain point, I'm going to have to go to the front and just dig and try and pull the group away. That is going to take a lot of bananas from me and cost me some in the results. So if it doesn't work out, that's definitely going to cost me in the results. If it does work out, then that will benefit me, but I'll still be tired. So I will be competing against or sprinting against 5 others instead of about 10 to 12 others. Looking at the map in the upper right-hand corner, I can see a glob of riders in back of us, or coming in back of us. And when I look at the graphics on the right side, they're at about 8 and 12, 13 seconds. Jumping to just about the end of the 6th lap, I can't wait any longer. I got to lay down the watts now. The group in back of us is between 3 and 5 seconds behind us. I am hoping that my surge entices the others to not only stay with me, but to continue my effort. But as it turns out, I am on my own right now. So now the thing is, can I hang on for the rest of the race at this pace? And of course the answer is no. So I'm hoping that the others will just kind of group up when they're caught and then just leave me be, which of course that's not going to happen. In terms of my pace, I never really got much above 350 watts and I didn't stay there. So now you're seeing people catch me in 1s and 2s and start to pass me. So I'm figuring there's going to be more coming, so I'm just dialing back just a bit so that eventually I can hang on to a passing rider before that last rider comes. So we are at about 2.1 miles to go. We are in the 7th lap. That dude leading the charge looks motivated. He's doing about 4.4 watts per kilogram, and I am pretty much sucking it at 3.6 to 4. So my tactic work. I am with these guys. We're lined out. I'm hoping that other guy comes right in front of me so I could just get on his wheel. We now jump to the beginning of the bell lap. The group of 5 I was with 20 people in front of us, has now jumped to a group of about 15. While the group of 5 I was in was manageable and seemed to be closer to my strength, and that's just a guess, this group of 15 seems to be a lot stronger than me. I somewhat have recovered from that effort that I made earlier to keep away from these guys. So now the question for me is, when do I try to do my final jump away from these guys before we go in for this sprint? Because I'm pretty confident I'm not going to be able to sprint with these guys. I see I have the ghost again. And last time the ghost lasted for about 2 or 3 seconds. And that really doesn't do me much any good. So we have somebody that's either trying to get away up there or they were just caught. I think they were just lapped. So that's it. So this is my group. And so at a certain point, I'm just going to try to get away from them. Looking at the graphics, we have about 0.8 mile to go. That's going to be way too far for me. When we pass the 1 kilometer kite, that will still be too far, but that'll tell me that I got to get ready to go. I am now toward the back of the group, so theoretically I can use drafting to help get away from these guys. But drafting or not, these guys are pretty strong, and so that may not be as easy as it sounds. Here's the 1K kite. We are all lined out. And there's starting to be splits. And there's a gap between me and the person in front, so that means I have to use a lot of bananas just to get on somebody's wheel. This is hurting. We're now about half a mile to go. Okay, I've caught up to this group here, and then there's another group that's together up there. Is anybody going to take me up to them before the finish? We're now at point 4. I decided to just go for it. I got the ghost on. I'm thinking that no one else can see me. This guy's still with me. He's figuring that he saw me go ghost, and then there it comes back again. So how many seconds was that? Through the benefit of putting this video together, went back, and it was about 10 seconds. So can I get up to these guys? I have now a 0.2 mile to go. It seems like I am gaining on them, but then everyone else is coming around. I am now getting pretty tired, and I'm just pretty much soft pedaling right now at about 200 watts. You know, that's it. I can keep going again. I can try to go again, but I pretty much used my all my bananas in those last 2 moves. So he may have nipped me at the end, I don't know. So I have finished 29th, and I think there were 58 to 60 starters, so I'm at about the halfway point. Now, what is interesting to note is that it did improve. I did not think I was going to improve in terms of the wattage. I certainly improved in terms of being able to stay away a little longer with the main group before getting dropped. And my 271 watt average for the previous race is now 276 watts for this race. When I look on ZwiftPower.com, that 29th place turns into a 21st place. So that means there were 8 people there that either weren't signed up for ZwiftPower.com or were sandbaggers and should have signed up for the Category A race. Regardless, still improving. And I'll be talking about what I've been doing to improve in a later video. Hope you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. Remember, comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.